Hey guys, welcome back to June Ball Untold. I'm Will, this is Tom, and today we're going to be talking a bit about the differences between something like the Bavarian Cultural Exchange and June Ball. As you can see, Tom is a bit hungover after the Cultural Exchange last night,
Pretty good.
which is great fun. And we realised that actually was only £5, or six if you bought your ticket on the door.
Through the Lens card.
The June Ball is £115.
Not through the Lens card.
So that's 23 times as much, and possibly 23 times as much fun. We've done some analysis on the exact differences below, and we were wondering how much planning goes into an event like that. I mean, for example, last night you had sausage girls, ketchup men. There were German guys from Germany playing instruments. So I mean, that didn't just happen on one night. And if that's how much planning it takes to do something like the Bavarian Cultural Exchange, how much does it take to do June Ball? And luckily, my brother was up. He's a professional party planner. And we thought we'd take the opportunity now, before he has to leave, to ask him a few questions about what goes into planning a ball. And yeah, so let's get on with that. Do you want to wake him up?
Alistair? Alistair?
Close the curtain. Close the curtain, please.
Yeah. We're going to do the interview, buddy.
Now?
Yeah, is that all right?
Yeah.
Right, we good?
Yeah, I think so. You ready?
So, Alistair, tell us, what goes into planning a great ball?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you, Tom. Thank you, Will, for having me on the show. For a bit of background for the viewers, I'm a professional ball planner. I'm a ball expert. I specialise in big and small balls, and I've been on the scene for a number of years now, starting off in Oxford and moving into the London scene. And the place you have to start when you're planning a ball is the ticket price and how much you're making on that ticket. Now, for this, it's £115 or 188, 78ish. You'll have to check that. Dollars in US. We talk US because that's what we use in the trade. Most of our suppliers are from the US. They supply us with balloons, gas for balloons, helium, different coloured balloons. Balloons are the most important aspect of any party and any ball. They're the foie gras, we call them in the trade. They're essential. They're the symbol, the party symbol. So yeah, you start at the ticket price. That's what goes into it.
What's the main advantage of talking in dollars? You mentioned that. Is that universal in the trade, you said? Why do you do that?
Well, it's for markup. It's for margins. You can make a lot of money when you're dealing with suppliers in the US because you use the stock exchange rates and you mark up the price. You make more money. It means more money can be spent on stuff like exec cars, exec expenses, all that kind of stuff. All things that the exec need, their dinners, their to keep them going. I mean, there's also the marketing, the finance, everything.
So, tell us, what did you make of the Bavarian Cultural Exchange you experienced last night in Castle?
Well, Tom, Sausage Festival is what we call a Grade C party, and just to give you a bit of background, you've got three different aspects of the ball coming together. You've got the operational side, you've got the finance side, and you've got the marketing side, and they all come together to the final few days, which we call le jour fatal in the trade, in the underground trade, the fatal last days where everything comes together, and it's really the crunch period. So if we go through each strand one by one, so you've got the operational side. Well, in Sausage Fest, yeah, it was all right. You had some Germans. I mean, I was talking to some ladies last night extensively, and they said that they were actually imported Germans just for one night to play, and then they left. And then what else goes into this one? I mean, you've got to hire the area. You've got to have the different stalls. You've got to make sure that people are on the gate. Then so on and so forth. I mean, I thought that there was a lack of choice. There was just sausages. I know it's Sausage Fest, but just sausages to eat and nothing else. It's just sausages in your mouth. And then, sorry, excuse my joke. And then.
So what did you make of the marketing side of the June Ball? You
Well,
said that was a key strand.
Tom, if you'd have let me, I was coming on to the
Sorry.
marketing next. The marketing side, you start with the ticket, and that's what you send out. Now, the ticket has to be designed quite well, and you've got to send it out. You've got to say you are warmly invited to this, that, blah, 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 or the other. And this is why I'm calling it a grade C, because the ticket was shit. It was terrible. It was just a little piece of paper, and you want it on card. You want it on a stiffy. Okay. And that's what we call it in trade, stiffies.
Let's call some humour there. Is that we're not in the trade, obviously. We're not in the ball trade, as you say. The stiffy, is that just another term that you is that?
That's where you've got paper of over 320 grams per meter squared, and it becomes
GSM, yes.
and it becomes stiff.
That's a stiffy. Then.
That's a stiffy, and it's a good quality invitation. And people know when they're invited to a ball that they're going to have a good quality invitation. They're going to want to come to that ball. They're going to say money's been invested in this. People have bought supplies from the US. They can afford to do it. Now the other side of the marketing area is the actual. You've got the PR. So you're going to be writing to the press, writing to places like the Times, the Financial Times, saying this is the big ball going on. There's going to be official websites and unofficial websites like June Ball Untold, and I saw very little marketing going on for Sausage Fest. I understand there's a Facebook group, maybe a website. I don't know. So the marketing was really quite flawed. I saw no adverts, no billboards, no big markup. I mean, when you compare Sausage Fest to something like a grade A star like the Royal Wedding, I mean, there's a lot more coverage on that, and I think they could have done by having more.
So they could have done a bit more there in your eyes. Okay, that's interesting to know. Finally, the castle, amazing place. If you had that as your canvas to plan a ball, you've planned balls big, small. You've planned balls everywhere. You know all about them. What would your theme be if you were going to hold a party there?
Now there's a lot going on in the ball scene. Different themes come and go, but there's one that's always standard, and that's fancy dress, and it's been there for forever. And I say that fancy dress kind of downgrades it. So I mean, if you want it to be a grade A, you don't do fancy dress because people will just come as sluts and stuff and pimps. The theme's probably best to be something a bit more classy, like I don't know, 1920s America or WWE.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Alistair, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk with June Ball Untold. And
it's my absolute pleasure. And I just wanted to say that if you are interested in learning more about party planning, ball planning, and balls in general, then you can buy my book. It's called Balls on Amazon. Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you, Alistair, and we'll be back for more on June Ball Untold. Peace out.